I'm Embedded World 2026 at the Nanopower stand with Anthony Carter. Hi, Anthony, how you doing?
Very good, thanks, Steve.
So we did this interview with Nanopower last time we were here. I really want to find out what's happened since then, how you've been progressing, and what's on the roadmap.
I'm delighted to say, Steve, that this year we've just made the announcement that the award-winning nPZero power-saving IC is now available in production quantities.
So full production?
Full production.
Awesome. Awesome. And then what are you doing in terms of, what's your roadmap looking like beyond that point?
Well, it's a good question. The nPZero itself is released in a QFN format. We're going to be releasing a CSP version of that in the very near future. And not really say much more than we've got a roadmap plan for the rest of this year with some new products that we'd like to introduce by the end of Q3, beginning of Q4.
So from a product positioning standpoint, how do you see it fitting into embedded applications? What do you see the major USPs of what you've been doing?
Yeah, well, this is a brand new solution to an old problem. And the old problem being power consumption and battery life in an IoT circuit. A circuit that normally has a battery or harvested energy as its source, an MCU, and some kind of sensors. Our product is not a replacement for any of those components. It's a companionship to an MCU.
Okay.
And we're totally agnostic, Steve. What we mean by that is any MCU that is communicating through I2C, we can communicate with our nPZero. The nPZero then, as a companion, allows the circuit to perform its tasks at a very low current state. For example, we've seen in very low power MCUs that circuit operating at 125 microamps. The nPZero can go to sub 90 nanoamps, which makes a huge difference to the battery consumption and the efficiency of the power budget.
So you're almost putting the MCU to sleep, or just running through the tasks that you want to run through at that particular point. So it's almost sitting there and monitoring and managing the power consumption as it actually flows.
Yeah.
So you mentioned IoT markets. You see any other markets that the product's actually sitting into?
Well, I think the whole IoT market, if you look at it as a class or edge, is such a wide market in terms of verticals and applications. We've seen interest for this product, and we're certainly working with a number of clients on projects around wearables. We've got applications where we've got security, where we have personnel tracking, where we've got fall detection systems for elderly people, smart locks. We've got a couple of really neat energy harvest projects that we're working on that I can't say too much about, but we're really stretching the ability of the circuit to be able to perform. The nPZero is not only a power-saving device that you can add to any IoT circuit that performs in the way that I described, but it's also an enabler for things like supercaps as an alternative energy source, or energy harvesting, indoor PV, which is, works on a lower power budget. So we're enabling new technologies to take the IoT circuits and any edge sensors into a new domain.
So in essence, you're really helping drive the IoT market, because one of the key problems that we used to have in the past was power consumption, right? It's constant recharge or batteries, battery waste, all of the other stuff that's associated to it. So you're really overcoming that problem with the chip.
Yeah, and I also think that if we look forward from a green perspective, it's our duty to reduce the waste of batteries and the consumable nature of batteries, but also with the upcoming EU regulations about reducing battery usage. And this becomes a really important part of any design for the future.
So Nanopower as an organization, for those listeners that don't actually know you guys, just a kind of a brief elevator. Who are you? We talked about your product. Who are you? How did you come about?
Yeah.
And what's next?
Well, we're an early startup fabless semi-business that's based out of Europe. We have 2 head offices based in Europe, and we're expanding our footprint right now across the world. But at the very beginning of our business, we recognized from a different product that we were developing that power budget was a real problem for standalone wireless devices. And like most people, what do you do when you find a problem? You try and solve it. The way that we solved it was we decided to design our own IC. And it's a sub-threshold IC, which means that it takes a long time to design. They're very tricky. We're bumping along the laws of physics to make sure that the transistors actually switch in the way we want them to. So it's taken us a while. We're now taking the product to market en masse. We'll be opening offices this year in the US and in Asia, and we'll be talking later on this year and announcing a number of strategic partnerships. They're going to take that customer base to us through distribution and other partners around the world.
Can you tell us who they are yet, or is it still a secret?
Watch this space. We'll be making some announcements imminently.
No worries, Andy. Thank you very much for your time today. Appreciate it as always.
You're welcome.
No worries. Have a great show.
Thank you.